delicious definition makes her Razzie loco. She wants to know the secrets that she can taste in my photo. Delicious. No, I don't do kiss maces. And if you read any fanfics, all that shit is fictitious. I love kisses. So delicious. So delicious. So delicious. Gargalicious. Gargalicious death. Gargalicious death. God damn it, Doc. Stretch, stop fucking with my mic. Gargalicious definition makes the ship is crazy. Nevada's always feeling cutesy with names like Arcady. Delicious. My body stays vicious. All the high blood's feeling nervous cause I'm doing some fitness. So delicious. So delicious. So delicious. Delicious.
YouTube QuickTime event. This was. I almost forgot. I had to stream today because I was cooking and I was also thinking about Pal World and I was also casting spells. This was. I was also casting spells because I'm a wizard that ponders my orb. I am orb. Anyway, I'm gonna wait a second before wait a little longer before I start because I hear Crow-O likes to watch me do this. Yeah, let me cook! Let me cook! I was cooking some cosmic latte. Now, hold on. I need to get my throat warmed up and stuff. This was. This. Post this fish. Yippee! Wait, no, and now I have to post this fish in the Discord. Post this fish. Post this fish. We ran out of the swaz. Oh no, we gotta get more swaz from the swaz store. Go quick before I actually start stream, so we have enough swaz to go through. Quickly. Oh. I'm gonna complain about this again. On my YouTube live control panel, it says that I have 0 concurrent viewers, but on my browser it says I have 2 concurrent viewers. But sometimes I'll see people chat even when I have 0 concurrent viewers on both screens. And it fucking lies to me every time. Oh, now it changed, huh? It just takes me off when there's... Yes! We have the SWAS! The SWAS! Das was. Now we can start. Ah, by the way, I'm not in the mood to have my face cam on, so we get to see the whole Phoenix Wright screen on top of everything instead of, you know, having it in the place with the stuff and the things. So this is gonna expand, and here we go. Hold on. I think I'm gonna shrink this and make it a little smaller for today. That way it's not on the whole thing. Okay, this looks better. Das was. How do you play Ace Attorney? You play it like a detective game, but you're a lawyer. Because basically you go around, you meet someone who wants to be represented. So basically in the Ace Attorney universe, or in the Ace Attorney world, there are two types of lawyers: defense lawyer and prosecution lawyers. Defense lawyers will defend the accused person of being guilty and will try to find someone else who is guilty. The prosecution lawyer's job is to make sure that all the evidence points to the defense being guilty. So we are playing a defense lawyer, the Ace Attorney, and we are defending people from being wrongly tried, executed as a murderer, because every time, almost every time, yes, every time we've had a client in the game, they are not guilty. They are hot milky, as I say, because it's like the same mouth movements you do when you say not guilty and hot milky, almost. However, in this one, you play Ace Attorney and robots. It's like a visual novel. It's like a visual novel. Anyway, is the music too loud? Someone drank all the swass, and I do not appreciate it. Farewell, my turnabout. So basically, right now, we are Maya, because she got kidnapped. There's a framed picture sitting on this coffee table. Is that Celeste Impact? With love, Celeste. Oh, hey, it's a computer. I've never really used one before. Aww. It's so dark in here, but I can barely see. But these kind of feel like videotapes. All of them. Just what kind of room is this? It's a living room. That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. Monokuma from Danganronpa! But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. I'm gonna see who wasted all the swaps. Yeah, you go do that. Ugh, locked, of course, and it doesn't look like I can use the car to open this door. Still a hole at the bottom of the door. If only it was a little skinnier, then maybe I'd be able to crawl through here. Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. Yeah! It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. Yes? For now, I would suggest that you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. Ways? You mean dead men tell no tales is how the saying goes, correct? Dead? I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting, I am an assassin. No way, you're lying. I mean, an assassin? People are not always who they appear to be. Oh, now we're back at the Hottie Clinic. I hate seeing this fake-ass doctor at the Hottie Clinic. Mr. Nick? Oh, yeah, Pearls? Got caught up in my thoughts about my situation. Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know. I guess for now, I have no choice but to believe in Mr. On Guard. But I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too. Okay. Now let's go to the motel. Alright now, Mr. Nick, let's go looking for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass! Oh my god, Miss Oldbag, again? Don't devalue internment into a gasp, you spiky-headed pettifogger. Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again! Although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, just as he promised. But what I really want is something more valuable. I want Edgy Poo's heart. I want all for me. It's all your fault. You've awakened the wild beast inside of this old bag. Miss Oldbag, keep your hands off me. This helmet is airtight. You are asphyxiating yourself, ma'am. You are going to die from brain damage. Then why do you keep putting it on? Don't you think you can get me to move with silly questions? You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get by! I'm not hearing this. Ha! You're a million light years too early to be asking me questions, whippersnapper. Wow, everybody looks really busy with something or another. They're probably strengthening the evidence for tomorrow's trial. Hey, hurry up with that, will ya? Pass that victim list around. You've gotta be kidding. There's over 100 people on here. Mr. Nick, is Mr. On Guard really that big and bad of a criminal? Actually, Pearls, never mind. It sounds like they're working on a different case. Das was. Detention Center Visitors Room. I'm sorry, but visiting hours are over for today. Aww. I have too many questions I need to ask. Oh yeah, there's a message here for you. A message? It's from Matt on Guard. Oh, here you are. What did you write? It's Mr. Lawyer Dude. I got really something important to tell you. Oh, Mr. Wright. So actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put out a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, right? Okay, we have to feed this cat! I'm sure poor Shu's stomach is growling by now. Yeah, I guess. Poor cat. Here we go. On Guard Mansion living room. Sure is dark. I'll go turn on the light. Wow! So this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Come on now, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shu, the kitty cat. Shu! Shu! No, that's such a perfect name for this cat. Shu. Pardon me? Oh, hello. May I help you with something, mister? Oh, we're lawyers. Actually, I'm On Guard's lawyer. The Masters. Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. Ah, it's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I'm the family's butler, John Doe. Nice to meet you. I don't trust this guy. Wait, isn't this the guy that Maya... No, it can't be like an evil twin thing. Meow. Well then, wait. Why would On Guard, of all people, ask you to feed Shu the cat if he has a butler? Why would On Guard tell us to go to his house and feed his cat if he has a butler who would take care of it for him? Look! Cat door! John the Killer! You must know all sorts of things about On Guard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It's not appropriate for the lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. How typically butler-like, as it were. Mr. Doe, how long have you been served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate. Shoo. That's a very cute cat you got there. It is my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies Shoo. Anything else? Okay. Ah, so young and yet already accomplished. A master of law. But there's also a lot to be proud of in being a butler, in charge of the house and all. Thank you, sir, for the compliment. People are not always who they appear to be. The music stopped right there! Yeah, I swear you're the killer! Now, if you'll excuse me. There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for Mr. On Guard's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shoo? The door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering in. Oh, there are masks here. Oh, wait, these are from the Global Studios stuff. Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate. Ooh. Nah, she's... There's just a huge motorcycle hanging in the center of this. Don't you think this is a bit of an OSHA violation? Don't you think that might fall on someone and kill them? Or seriously injure them? This bike is one where you don't have to pedal and it moves on your own. On its own. Wow. It can't fly. Aw, that's too bad. Nice hearth. Fireplace. How are they different, Nick? You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. You should come and visit Fame Manor then. I'll show you one when you do. Mm-hmm. It's a very comfortable and spacious lounge that wonder famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? Ah, what is with me and feeling inferior today? Look, I have all of this evidence. Oh, right. I need to present this to her. Miss Oldbag, if you would look at... What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of... Edgy poo. Ah, is that her perfume I smell? Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct this investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly. That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy Poo said so, you understand? I just thought of something I had to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. That woman is hopeless. Hey! One little thing before I forget. You can't go into On Guard's room today. Why? The police's main investigation team is going to be there all day, you hear? And what if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer? So don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag. Okay, fine. Looks like we're the only ones here. And yet, the hotel seems so busy somehow. Yeah. Hey there, city boy. Lotta, how are you still here? Wrecking course? An investigative photographer eats or starves on her own ability to snap up a scoop, yeah? And this hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. But, do you have a camera? Wreck given! A photographer's gotta have cameras out in the ear like corn to be a real pro, you know? So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and beating the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief? Why can't you drop that thief thing already? I know who took your camera. Ah, my baby. My $1,600 baby! What's with that red-coated prosecutor, anyhow? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Well, that's kind of how it is. Hey, you're the redcoat's friend, ain't ya? So put me in a good few words for me and give me back my camera. You want me to do what? Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours and I guarantee he'll give it back. Why didn't you do it? So about the note that was inside your camera case. Oh, that ditty I wrote? Yeah, I can't believe what you've written. You mean the stuff about Ungard shoving this manager's lady onto Kurita? Ah, well, I reckon you best not be believing that. What? Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know? Writing whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull-dooders. It's just a lot of random bullshit. Hey, what's with ya? Why you staring at me like my grandpa used to? I want to ask you about the night of the murder. What? You're really gonna shell out the bucks for the info I got? Lotta, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder. Well, kinda, but... I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know? Followed a few stars around, got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them, too. Uh-huh. Security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time, either. I guess this means there's no one who can tell us who came and went that night. Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh? I guess so. Keep yourself to... court tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you then. And you too there, little one. Keep up the good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay, and make sure you do all your homework, get here? Okay. And if you happen to fight, would you please just leave already? Mr. Nick! I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon? Wait, that's worse! Excuse me, what you're calling a demon, brat? Zoinks! It's the alien! Zoinks, Scoob! Who are you calling an alien? Oh, it's just you. What are you doing here? What is wrong with young'uns today? I came down here to pay my respects for my poor Juan, and you're disturbing me! Stop following me around. You have been a detriment to every case. I swear to fucking God. Please talk to me just one more time. I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and her note. Yeah, well maybe you don't just go around believing random notes, you know? She was loitering around here with that imbecilic look on her face. That imbecilic look on her face. Okay, got it. Now hold on there, little second, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, alright. But you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business. So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. But I heard that he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. On Guard. Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know. But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look, just look at this mountain of presents. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him. Yeah, the mountain certainly is pretty big. Maybe he's tired of him. Nick? The presents. They're all bears, right? It seems so. All of Mr. Corridi's fans seem to be bears. Why is that? Oh, that's because you can't think of Juan without thinking about bears. Bears? Why bears? You don't know. When my dear Juan was training, he fought bare-handed with a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow. Look, it's just like in those young people dramas. I can see these two tuckered out. Down by a river going, haha, you sure can fight. You too, bub, you too. I don't think so. It's all in his biography, bub. What's with the... What a load of crock. What a load of shit. So ever since then, the fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice. Bears. I'm Uncle Bear and I say it's barely 8 o'clock! What the fuck? It's broken. It's one of the presents. Going off? Sounds like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. Oh, that startled me. I thought I was gonna die for a second. 8 p.m.? That's the time when the awards ceremony ended that night, remember? That time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. Transceiver. Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya! How's Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems you were not able to fill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news, so it would be my present did you no good. No, wait! One more day, please. All I ask for is one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time. Please. I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else, after all. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear she's alright. Alright. Then I'll... Oh, ow! 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 What the fuck? What's with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? It seems it's bad... connection... Excuse me. What just happened? I don't know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static. Why'd the transceiver suddenly break like that? Hey, what's this robot bear? What's this? What's any of this anymore? What about the... Wow. Bears... Ah, shut. Why is the clown still here? Please, stop. Please. Wait, shit. No. Wait. I don't want to be stuck in the loop. Wait a second. Is there... Wait. Oh, I hate when that happens. What are we on? We are on 3-1 investigation. Ah, Gumshoe. Maybe he'll know. Hey, welcome back, pal. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice, thanks. A rich man's luxurious full-course meal. Out of a can, that is. I'm sorry. Oops. Listen, we need help with something here. The transceiver. What thing? Oh yeah, this thing just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal. When I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounds like this. I don't hear any static, pal. Huh? Maybe it fixed itself. That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference. What is that? So what is this? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal. Oh, when you put it that way. I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, the stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny, right? Huh? Computer? It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh yeah, the TV does do that. So the room you were in where that interference to the transceiver happened, it's gotta be something that's sending out very strong radio waves. Conference signals, like a listening device. Oh! Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We were in Corda's room, the scene of the murder. What? That's it. I'm going to sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Wait, Gumshoe, you're fired. You can't do that. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah! You guys are the best. You're all valid. Hey, you're finally here, pal. Sorry to keep you waiting. You have the, bug sweeper? Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct doors. From the outside, I mean. So, yeah, I couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item! Hey, calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police's. Wow, so this is a bug sweeper? It looks a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school. Oh, that's cool. Me, of course. Seeing this sure brings back old memories. Hey, don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here. Heart and soul? It'll work, trust me, pal. It'll do the job. But you can't set the sensitivity, so it's going to be but anything that gives off electromagnetic waves. But isn't it better that way? Oh, well anyway, since I brought it all this way, might as well give it a whirl. Right, pal? Alright, let me tell you how to use this. There's a listening device and some sort of bug hidden in this room. So we're gonna find it, right? Right. Now first, let's turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around to get the room a real thorough looky-see. Sweeper will let you know how strong a signal it's picking up, so keep an eye on it, okay? Once you find something that's given off a lot of radio waves, press enter to lock onto it. There's a lot of things here that's going to give off radio waves, so let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay? Alright, I'm gonna stand out and keep an eye. Well, the phone is the most common place for a listening device, I'd say. But let's take the receiver apart before we get ahead of ourselves. So? No. A cell phone. Nope, no bugs in here. She's never seen one before. She lives in an isolated village. full of espers. TV? When I grow up, I want to study Japanese. What about this bear? What a lovely bear. Red! Ah, this must be one of the fancy bear-shaped toy robots. It's a robot? It's a real robot? Yeah, it's a real one. Mr. Nick. How many horsepowers is it? How many horsies? Horsies. Well, it might be the equivalent of half a horse. What's this? It sort of looks like a water pot. It's a hot water pot. But instead of hot water, coffee comes out. That's cool. I don't think there's something like that. Gotta be in one of these bears, alright. Well, it certainly looks like an alarm clock. What's wrong? Why do you look troubled? I just can't imagine the listening device being inside this alarm clock. It just sort of reminded me of something that happened a long time ago. Yeah, the very first trial occurred, and someone was killed with a clock. What's this? It's a small video camera. The bear! This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen. Hey, so did you find it yet? The listening device, I mean. No, not yet, but this bear's eyes. Let's see. A perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's take this big fella's eye out and see what we got. No, you can't! Such a violent act! Oh. No! Aha! It's a miniature camera. It looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. Oh. A transmitter. Who wasted the swath? Oh. So this tiny thing is a camera. Yep, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. Small, high-grade video camera mostly used in security systems. It runs on a battery, which comes with it in a set. There's no videotape in this camera. It's the only camera part here. The tape recorder with the tape inside it is somewhere else. Yeah, its footage is changed into radio waves and then sent to that recorder. Oh, we caught him red-handed. It was Jonathan. Jonathan Sims from... I forgot. You know, you're right. Set to record the victim's room for 8 p.m. From 8 p.m. for 1 hour was running at the time of murder. So you can find that footage. Ooh. So, what is a transmitter? It's a device that sends the footage the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of a listening device. It looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's the timer. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it. Jonathan the hilarious person. Ah, no more of your shenanigans, John. Let's see, this looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go for 1 hour. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I'd guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe the camera caught the murder on tape. And if you think about the angle the bear is at, it's bound to have had a clear shot of the whole crime. It is so chaotic. I can only imagine. Like, I play Roblox every now and then, but it's only Bee Swarm Simulator. So I don't know. Hey, Zach. So there's a camera in the bear's eye. And it was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Mr. Corda this present? I wouldn't know. But this means that someone out there got a video of what happened here that night. Isn't there any way we can find who that person is? It's impossible. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. And if this was an anonymous gift donation, then we wouldn't fucking know. Aww. I got it! Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you going to do? I'm going to go around electronic shops and see if I can find who had bought this. That's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 PM. Ace Attorney is actually a lawyer, but yes, it plays like detective games, but in this world, lawyers also do detective work. Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man. Pal. Your man, pal. Yeah. Spy camera and transmitted. Given to Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah, baby. Gumshoe is the detective, but not Phoenix Wright. Oh yeah, baby. It's investigating time. I'm on fire! Yeet! Yeehaw. Yeah! He's gone. Yeah. But Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. 2 jobs for 1. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in most inefficient ways, right? You have to excuse me. I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward one step at a time. I see. Thanks. Don't thank me yet. We still have to find her. So there's a spy camera hidden inside the stuffed animal, huh? You're one lucky man, right? Do you know the stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. Completely handmade, and only a small number of these are exported. Wait. The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is. Ooh. Well, I guess so. Yeah. It's 9 PM. I think I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. Huh. I'm sure you have other things you have to do. See you soon, right? Wait. What? He's just gonna carry the bear on his own. He's stronger than he looks. Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, right, until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Corrida? The real killer. The killer! Do you think it was Adrian Andrews? I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, right? Everything begins with the truth. Miss Andrews did not kill him. But she covered it up for some reason or another. He's highly associated with bears. And this card of Shelly the Killer. Oh yeah. But as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. Oh boy. They're associated with bears because there's this urban legend that he fought a bear hand to hand and then they became friends. March 22, Gatewater Hotel. It's past 9 PM, huh? Wonder if Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professional, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. So the real person who killed Mr. Corda was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Why does she have a card of Shelley the Killer? Is it possible that she ordered the hit? Who was the person that hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client? You mean who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood, but whoever this client is, they're still a killer. Who could have hired this assassin? You think it was Miss Andrews? I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be. Matt on guard himself could have done it. Or anyone who wanted to make this whole drama up. Mr. On guard really did hire the assassin. He's not innocent at all, for he'd be guilty of constructing this crime. But it can't be Mr. On guard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him. There were no Cyclocks. He wasn't hiding anything. Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Something Miss Andrews did at the trial today. She said something interesting. So what is this interesting thing? Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, girls? Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. If he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought, anyway. This is Ace Attorney, but this is the second game in the original trilogy. So the first one is just Ace Attorney. This one is Ace Attorney Justice for All. Like, the first game, very good. Second game, it's pretty good, but there's too much clowning around for me, and the game doesn't really tell you where to go at some points, at some times. Looks like somehow Juan had his hands a secret so powerful that would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Andrews doesn't know this, but we suspect that it has to do with the suicide of Celeste Impax. Mr. On-Guard's secret? What is his secret? I don't know yet, but for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Corrito was going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. On-Guard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Corrito silenced. Which means that we have to meet with On-Guard. There's no way around it now. Basically Undertale? What do you mean it's basically Undertale? Are you telling me? Well, Deltarune isn't Undertale. Deltarune takes place in an alternate reality of Undertale, hence the rearranging of letters. Deltarune is its own thing. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already. We still have to do some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of this secret Mr. Corda had about Mr. On-Guard. Miss Andrews' real intentions. There are 2 things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over? I'm pretty sure we'll think of something, girls. Don't you worry. Old bag, why are you still here? Hey, wait! What is it, whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has ever... Like just now, I was just handed the strange device for who knows what reason. I was told to not use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? I don't care, and frankly, I don't care. But the crest came from Edgipoo, so... And he said... If you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Ah, gee, thanks a bunch, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. This is absolutely top secret. You had better keep it to yourself. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. Very interesting. I'm sure it was, you know, it was to catch poor Juan in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that? It means, well, you know, that gossip that's been going around about my dear Juan. Undertale has a bunch of stuff that it doesn't tell you. Oh yeah, that part too. Like, you see all these guides, but in Undertale proper, you don't get any guides on what to do most of the time. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to push you forward. Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? Sure. I'll let you another on a secret. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious, poppy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people. It can't be her. She's not that rich. Spying on people by herself, as if I wouldn't want to see it for myself, too. I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet that it is nothing good. But I didn't say anything. You want to know about Juan and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two. I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms. You don't know that manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Celeste Impacts. Yes, that's the one. It's Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know. Ah, really, you young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl... 3 days after their marriage announcement? What? Why? Why did she want to kill herself? She was gonna get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away by Juan. But... Huh? I don't think your manager is supposed to be your romantic interest. They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly canceled their marriage. Is that true? It was in the weekly magazines. That was not in the reason why it was not in the magazines, unfortunately. That night after Juan called off the wedding, that manager Celeste killed herself. How terrible. I wonder what happened between those two. That doesn't make sense. There must be a good reason why the wedding was cancelled, and she would have known too. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. Doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here. Salad. Mr. Nick, where's the lettuce? I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before. Aw, I guess I'll have to give up on making a salad then. Yeah, I don't buy fresh food a lot because I tend to leave my stuff in the fridge a little too long and they mold before I get to use them, so I just... If I plan on cooking something, I buy it pretty much the day or the day before. Hold on a second. Let me see if I've missed something. Well, I'm missing something. I'm missing something here. Yeah, this doesn't make sense. I did everything on the check. So we already used these, alright? We already used these stuff. I don't know what the map actually does for me. Just the fact that On Guard and Karita have opposite rooms. Ha. Living room. Looks like no one's around. Oh, the guy with the stitches in his face. Shoo! Whee! Whee! Oh, let's play. Oh, cat! There's a small door. Well, can't you at least, like, stick your head through it? Oh, the Criminal Affairs Department. It feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Engarde's lawyer, right? Ah, yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for, a real decisive witness. We're taking the witness statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who's this witness? I think you'll know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Between the kidnapper, demand, and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah, Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did. Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission. So, there you go. What? I've already called them, so they know. Go on. Go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. The order is wrong on here. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. It means that both Mr. Engarde and Miss Andrews are in here. We gotta go to speak to Andrews. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was mad. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about the secret Mr. Corda had. I'd like to ask you about Matt Engarde if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a resentment towards Mr. Engarde. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. About Miss Celeste Impax. I'd finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back, and to burn it. Why did you want to burn it? I didn't want it to spread just like another piece of gossip, but I never held any murderous intent toward Juan. I would never do something so stupid. Why did you try to frame Mr. Engarde? That's simple, because he's the killer. That's why. It's the duty of every good citizen to inform the police. But there had to be another way. The police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right? They're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. What? Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason. So please, tell me, why did you do what you did? Revenge. What? Oh, great. Psychlog, huh? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. That don't make sense. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me! Uh-oh. Mr. Powers? What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. I was talking with a detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home. And all of a sudden, you there, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh, he said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Dude looks like Wolverine. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. You look like a whole lion. I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? I don't think so. So about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet. But it sounds like it's something important from what they tell me. What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. Can't tell anyone, especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think that lawyer did? It's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick! Mystic Mine and myself are your only two allies in this world, but it's alright. Aww. This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know? Because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game, to justify himself. What? How horrible! That's unforgivable! Ow, sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But, you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person. His manager. You know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic about this? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image. But aren't you part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? Not anymore. No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of a guy, you see? But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh, hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Intax? We had heard something about how her wedding was cancelled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you go ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Hey, so have you heard this? Les left a suicide note, of course. Who hasn't? And they say that... Yeah, of course, who hasn't? But there wasn't actually proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Corrida. Why'd you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. And she said it looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man. What? Truly insidious man? You mean Mr. Corrida? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. On Guards and Miss Andrews. Now we talk to On Guard. Dude, it's Mr. Wright! I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Let's just drop the bombshell on me just by saying. Oh, this manager, that Juan Corrida was killed by an assassin and the last client is this man. What's wrong? Mr. On Guard, there's something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kinda different. You're totally not like your usual lawyer dude self. About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was gonna dress up as a nickel samurai? Yeah, I heard there's a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. So, Matt On Guard and Juan Corrida, something about them related to Celeste's death. Could you please fill me in on what the secret is? Please? Nuh-uh, dude. Oh my goodness. You said a secret, right? But I don't have an idea what it is. Do you, dude? Did you know that Mr. Corrida and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Corrida. Her mentor was Mr. Corrida's manager. Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste Impact's suicide note from him. Does that jog any memories? Let me speak to my manager. Dude, I just suddenly got totally hungry. You up for pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it like kind of pea, like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? Ah, I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. On Guard. Well, there's gotta be something. But we don't have enough evidence for it yet. Oh, it's a samurai ringtone. I don't like the sound. Beep. Hello? You got a big problem, pal. What's wrong? I'm on my way to her office right now. Okay. Hey, wait a sec. Why is he coming here? It's terrible. I don't know what to say, pal. It's the end, I say. I'm going to... Oh, I got here faster than I thought. Hey. No time to relax now, pal. I'm confused as anything here. What happened? We got him. We know who bought that spy camera. Huh? That can't be... This quickly. And this bear is what gave them away, pal. The bear. I figured it out. Figured out that we should have been looking to the bear instead of the camera. That's what Edward told us! Go on. There's only one person who bought one of these bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt On Guard. No! Huh? Matt On Guard, your client. That's who, pal? And here I thought things could get any worse. Are you sure you heard right? That's the person who bought this bear? I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800. That's exact match the price of that stuffed bear. Receipt? That's all you have. Nah, it's not just a receipt. The store clerk said so himself. He told me, I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. On Guard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. On Guard's autograph out of it. So I'm pretty sure the person who bought the stuffed bear was Mr. On Guard himself. My, I just feeling. This can't be! So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess you can give these back. I can give these back for you to file away into evidence. Well, how about, let's consider this. How about Matt On Guard did buy the bear for Juan Corrida as an anonymous gift, but then someone close to On Guard planted that. Because Matt's On Guard being framed from all possible angles. And we're gonna have to take some huge-ass leaps to find the one who's really guilty of this crime, if it's not Matt On Guard. And no, you don't want to give up, pal. I didn't think this would be possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Corrida's room was Matt On Guard. No, the person who put the spy camera in the bear was not Matt On Guard. Why would Mr. On Guard do something like this? I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Corrida in one of their rendezvous. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you going to see him? Mr. On Guard, I mean. Yes. I'm scared, Nick. I wonder what we'll find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for pearls. Matt On Guard, what in the world have you done? Weh. Back to the detention center. You're working real late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. Before I do that, let's save. Special ability, activate! Nat's secret. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Corrida had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. I know you paid close attention to Mr. Corrida, especially on that night. Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Corrida's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then send the images the camera took with his transmitter. Wow, but dude, where was this camera you're talking about hidden? The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess Juan had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure do? Who else could it be from? It was definitely from you. Mr. On Guard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've met Mr. Bear before, dude. Aw, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you, huh? He says that the one who put this camera in his eye was you. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, it's all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling at my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? What's this? I have here one credit card receipt. It's from where you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800, this could be the one toothbrush I bought that one time. There's no way a toothbrush is that expensive. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Ew, elephant hair. Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him a photograph. Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yes. You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set up the camera yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you gonna do now? I'm going to find out what, because I want to know. Because I must! The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Corrida and filmed it in secret is... card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you don't know of him. Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous! Why do I know some shady scumbag like him? If you don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it, I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt, on guard. I know why you know Mr. the Killer, it's because you're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, it means you knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How do you How do you know something like that? It's because you're his client, that's why. Hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Corrida. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you. Here I was trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you would be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Mr. On guard, you really did hire? Hold on a sec. I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? It's time you meet him. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt on guard. Wait a fucking second, what happened to you? What happened to you? What the evil what? Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. So you are Shelly the Killer's client. You didn't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, did you? What do you want? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself, trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? That's terrible. You're lying. What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. Why did you hide the video camera and... A weakling soon believes the world of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. She knew about Miss Andrews' secret. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why? Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, that video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? You do something so wrong! Because I'm a grown-up and I can. Good enough an answer for you, little girl. Good enough for an answer for you, little girl? Oh, this guy is a stuck-up brat. Why? Why'd you kill? Because he was about to sling so much dung into my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Corrida had been able to give it to... then on guard's secret. Well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know? I had no interest in doing it really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Corrida ended up dead. So how are you going to defend a client that is hot milky? I mean, guilty. Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face, and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. The assassin too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working for their butts off for me. Matt on guard. Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could I be deceived by you all this time? When you first met, I asked if you had killed Juan Corrida, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. The Cyclops weren't even present. We can't talk about Cyclops, but you know. Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. You killed him. You orchestrated the death of Juan Corrida. I think that's guilty enough. I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. But too bad, you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Oh, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Because Maya is being held hostage. You wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You bitch! So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire... What? Wait. How is this supposed to be? If I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this! That's such a cliche phrase. One said something like that, if memory serves. Of course. Well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. No, Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now you finally found it. Starting line of this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horde atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Well, right. What are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy... No! We can't do that! That's right, he's holding Maya hostage. What should we do? Well, that means Maya's in his muck mansion. And the butler is the killer. The butler is the killer. That's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth. Right, only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. That is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. It isn't about winning. It's not just finding about a not guilty verdict. Edgeworth knows that he wants to find the truth more than to find the accused guilty. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who's clearly a killer. Man on guard, that man is really... Ugh! It doesn't matter who, probably every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Proper defense? What exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? No. Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. That's you, Phoenix. Is that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now? Well, that may be true, but that's because I believe my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who are suffering and in pain. But when I look into this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right. Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? You are a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Franziska von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Franziska, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is a perfect win record. That is all. And, isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You are so petty! I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. What do you... Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. What? I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. Oh. What? I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith that you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. This might be the first trial we get to see where Phoenix loses. We get a guilty verdict and we set Maya free. But if you can't, you will be powerless to change the ending to this story. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain acquittal tomorrow? My, what is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please. Why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Engarde's sake? Why are you doing this for the cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself. I believe you were asking me for a reason as to why I'm doing what I am. Yeah, this is what I'd like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what's called client relations, and it is a part of an assassin's duty. We're unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. I believe I told you once before. However, you did, but... My name is the Killer. Shelly the Killer. You're Shelly the Killer?! Please keep in mind you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As the Killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, Maya, it would be my duty as an assassin to see that she receives a nice long nap. Wait, no! Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace the signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. Meow! The cat! The cat! The cat! I don't know what to say. Edgeworth! Did you hear that? At the end of the transmission. Huh? Oh, that... It sounded like a cat. A cat? It can't be! That cat can't... Wait, what is it? I think I know where Shelly the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth! Have all police units head to Engarde Mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun. Yeah. Maya! Please answer us, Mystic Maya! The bear! The bear! The fucking bear! We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area. Can't believe it. That butler. All this time he was the killer. He and Engarde were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of this. It's the only important thing. Oh! It's a figurine of a bear! But there are a lot of cuts in it for some reason. Ah! Hey, that store is locked. Pretty... Oh no, Maya was taken again! Oh! Wait, we might be able to find it here. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it could be an important piece of evidence. Ooh, okay, let's go. Leave the rest to us. Hiya. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste. Ah! Please let me see that picture frame. On the back, there's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya. She left us a message. What? I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for the helpless lunk. I bet Maya just ran away and they couldn't track her. And so... that's it for now, Nick. So she's ran, and, the killer cannot find her. What's wrong? What blank stare? Oh, nothing. We've searched the house and this room. Looked like he eluded us. Edgeworth. As far as the clues go, I think this is about all I'm gonna get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Miss Andrews' psych walk. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews. I've come to remove your psych lock. Psych lock? I want you to know, and you will tell me, your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. On Guard for the murder? I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. On Guard. You said revenge. You're saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. I mean, Celeste. There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge. That is Miss Impax's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Swan's manager. On top of that, the note... What does this all have to do with Matt? You're right, you haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. On Guard, it would mean he must have had some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide. Can you explain to me what this relationship is? This is a photo of Miss Impax. She looks younger than when she passed away, though. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impax's writing, isn't it? Where did you find this? Wait, no, that's alright. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. On Guard's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Celeste. She was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that didn't work out. Because Mr. Corrida didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Because of On Guard, what do you mean? Oh, what, did Celeste fucking cheat? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why that's written. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used, toyed with until she was thrown away. It's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. Scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. That's where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they even planned to get married. And then it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was my revenge for Celeste. For myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see. So that happened. Then why did Mr. Corita have to call it off? It's probably because his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for where it would hurt Juan the most. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. And when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case. His pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause mass... And that was... the press conference, the stage show. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night when I found Juan's body, it's only natural that I thought the murder was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted it to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I'd even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring into them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed Juan's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? That stupid man thing! I'm a lawyer. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and talking to me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. Now Maya's missing. Jeez. What the heck? What? It's the final day. Oh, it's a nightmare, isn't it? How to get into this mess? That's far enough. You can't run forever. Mr. Phoenix Wright. He fears failure. Oh, it's happening again. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. Huh. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? Ah, man. If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. He's bluffing. He's bluffing. Mia? Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. What am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. Oh, shut up. You can't give up. There's still some hope left. It's that cursed on guard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. Oh, Gumshoe. You're really mean, pal. Ah, Gumshoe! Wait, I'm really sorry. Where are you? They let me join the investigation team and we're chasing after the killer. Then you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not gonna give up. Gumshoe, until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're going to do everything we can and find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get the on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. But Mike, I have to make the trial last longer. If you go at Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I have to act stupid. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? After something money will never be able to buy. Friendship, of course. Okay, I'm pressing on everything. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we conclude yesterday's session with Big Mystery on our hands. The big mystery being, what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder? As to say, is she really connected to the crime herself? Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard. And then proceeded to escape the crime scene. The guilt of these actions are from which she cannot escape. I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews had nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Corrido was killed by a professional assassin, and the person who hired the assassin as his client to speak is Matt On Guard. What a surprising turn of events! I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. Here it is. I know what's going on at this time. He got roped into this. Now then, witness. Your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm Will Powers. I'm a poor underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, I guess I'm a sort of lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. Oh, but, you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to answer is what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to testify about what you saw when you went to Mr. On Guard's room. Okay, sure. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night and couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. Talking with the bellboy is no big deal. No one assumes that the person Mr. On Guard was speaking was an ordinary bellboy. What are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? For the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. Oh, wait. Why? The defendant's room. Why'd you go there? Well, I'm his mentor and sort of a big brother, sort of, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why'd you stop? Mr. Wright. What is it? You're going to try to trick me into a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer! We know. I know this, and I love you! No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, this witness suddenly turns out to be the bad guy. Every time. Witness, I'll personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. Sorry. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. Are you sure that was Matt on guard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then. Ah, the mask. Then you really can't be mistaken. I was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. At first? What do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on a tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. Why was that? What did I think then, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, I can't remember right now. Sorry. I guess I'll have to wait patiently on this one. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you two were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? But that's a perfectly normal thing to do. So, how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. So who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course, and you and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it'd be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. It's like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. I don't remember that happening at all. Let's see. I don't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How? Am I Hey, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated. Could it be that something strange is about the tip-giving incident itself? Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? This bellboy. He wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much the tip was because it really shocked me. How much it was. But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow it all. Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by his event. Defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips. Wouldn't you agree? Sure, but giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Could you please clarify for the court about how much you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? Because gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash?! Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash that can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. There's nothing I can really object to here. I mean, who can argue that a fat roll of money isn't really odd? So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Oh. Yeah, right into the trap. Isn't it obvious? For the murder of one Kurita. Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Or no, the bellboy could have been like a messenger for the assassin. Like, assassins are very crafty. They wouldn't just be the bellboy. Like, that's just sloppy, I think. Have you ever been prepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelly the Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelly the Killer? He is the person the police's special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelly the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh, actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Yeah, it was the guy who said Maya had a call. Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Right away. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I meant Corda's room. Now that I think about it, the bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean... Huh? But I'm not done, there's still more. No. Please, more detail. What exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's gonna say next? Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? The bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? Yeah, that is strange, Mr. Powers. But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? I'm gonna pull a fast one. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness' previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Edgeworth. Yes, sir. I thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy. I mean, he could have brought him the wine. Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as he heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But isn't he really suspicious? Isn't he really saucy? He's got all those stitches and stitches. So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying that all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Well, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to take the court, the glass of wine. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting next to Corita's body, as well as the tray and the bottle of wine. So, like, it wouldn't be suspicious for him to leave the room empty-handed if he left the tray in there. There's a tomato and... If you look at his tray. So he did leave the tray in there, but that doesn't mean he went in and didn't do anything else, like, say, kill Juan Corita. Left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. Ah! But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. Nuh-uh. Ah, but can you prove that Mr. Corita was already dead at the time? Mr. Edgeworth. I blame you for leading me down this route! I'm terribly sorry. Witness, isn't there one more thing you'd like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed. Or should I say empty-handed? What does that mean? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot! That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Oh. Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. So what if he had gloves? Come on, Mr. Wright, that bellboy was wearing black leather ones. Those would stand out. So, a football is made of leather? Ah, he's really buying time here. Are you saying that all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather? What is happening? But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant, and then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. Ah. Seems like we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. Okay. Their second meeting. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room, then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom, and then back to my seat. What is that something now? I said hold it. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. He gave something to this person? Yeah. And what was this something? If I remember what it was called, it wouldn't be calling it something, would it I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kinda small. This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please try to remember what it was. I'll try. In the meantime, let's talk about another point. Namely, what the bellboy did next. Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing, then the guy just left without even going into the room. Let's ask for more details, huh? I said hold it. Yes. Yes. Who was it person inside? So who took the something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know. I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? And you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. I'd like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all he could see was the person's arm. Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was. Yes, sir. A wooden statue? Hold on. Figurine. It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out. It's a little hard to say it, but... Yes. Mr. Powers, the something you saw, was it this item? Oh, hey! That's it! That's the something! Oh my god! That's the thing! That's the thing! Because we found that figurine in On Guard's fucking McMansion! Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out! I recall that we found this at Matt On Guard's mansion. At the defendant's house? What's inside this wooden figure? It's simple, Your Honor. Kelly the killer assassinated Juan Corrida in his room, and then stole the wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then the bear being found at Mr. On Guard's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt On Guard is the killer's client. Order. Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah, it is. Now it's alright, your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright? There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright. The bear itself. I think it's fairly obvious that this bear itself is very questionable. Like, what is with its design? The bear, Mr. Wright? This was found at On Guard's mansion. However, Mr. On Guard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh, I think Your Honor's already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible to think it was Mr. On Guard who took this bear to his mansion. Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There's no way, time-wise, for this defendant to have taken the bear home. Objection! You haven't gotten the best of me, Mr. Wright. I remember it clear as day. Remember what you muttered to yourself at On Guard's mansion. We have surrounded this area completely. There is no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, who was the killer. The killer and guard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at On Guard mansion as his butler. What a bold move! The bear figurine was brought back to On Guard mansion by the killer himself. But why'd they want to steal the bear? That's my question. Why'd they make that such a piece of evidence? When it looked like he was about to be arrested, On Guard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. I mean, taking that piece from the crime, what is the secret to this fucking bear? Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a time. You've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. We're buying time. Well, we already did the bear itself, the person who received the bear. Your inanity stupefies me, Mr. Wright. I've already clarified all questionable points during the cross-examination just now. Wasting time like this. Calling the testimony questionable. I'd say it's head that's questionable here. Hey! Please, wait. But there are some questionable points left to discuss, Your Honor. What are you trying to pull? I thought we already did these two. Why is this so important? Come on. We're talking in circles here. Can you crack open this bear's head already? We can't prove that it was on guard. Ah! Huh? What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then give us a good reason why. Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered who took the bear. What? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm. It was Nickel Samurai's arm. I swear it. You've got to be kidding me. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was a Nickel Samurai. Order. Dug your own grave yet again. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. Let's raise an objection. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number 1, he accepted the bear figure from the assassin. Reason number 2, that very same figurine was found at On Guard Mansion. However, it's possible that this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. The real client. Yes. Is this all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer? I'm sorry, Adrian. Adrian Andrews? Again? Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt On Guard for the crime. By wearing a spare Nickel Samurai costume. Ah! Then the nickel arm that I saw, that could have well been Miss Andrews. What about Mr. On Guard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. Right. Then finding this figure in Mr. On Guard's mansion. It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there's no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount this possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anyone tell. Your Honor, for the benefit of defense, I'm willing to play along with this what-if game. His what-if game? Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? Same. The killer did specifically bring that spirit on guard right away. Why, do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. Quite simple. Miss Andrews herself. I see. Well then, the court will take its short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, I know it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this demon will pay! Mr. Nick! Pearls, where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. Really strong power. Could that be Maya? Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... How's it going? Have you been hanging there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Phew, that's good, pal. What about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where they are? We don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time! If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia! Looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. See a circus tent outside the window just about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, the very big circus. Mia's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. And I could see a mailbox just under the window. Just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. I felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Wait just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay? Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the main man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then. You are not Milky. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You've seen it before. That's right. It's only natural the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? All right. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At the center is a small cavity with enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. That's where the suicide note is! Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. That's what I was saying! A puzzle. That's right. Do you know what a puzzle is? Twist the tail, turn to the right. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Ooh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. Oh, don't mind me. I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? At the center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. And how do you know about this? I knew it because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Oh, that's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan. So it's a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It's a souvenir, so I doubt there are many people with the same bear in the country. But it looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. Who else knows? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us would have known. The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. On Guard didn't know, right? I think this is all I'm about to get for now. Well, Mr. Wright, I think you have come to realize that there's one very important fact. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question. What is inside this box? Inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next, witness. Yes. You're the only one who can open this. Please. There's painful silence. All eyes are on Miss Andrews as she solves the thing and calls. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? Oh, I knew it. I don't think we need to guess at what this is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note. The suicide note? Suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. It seems Celeste Impax had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. It's most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Order? Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. So how did he know? I discovered his body. I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Edward's pace. Now the suicide note has been found, what's the next question? What is written on the note? I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note out loud. Very well. Oh no. The judge's voice rang out loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impax left to us a record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then thrown away by On Guard, about being engaged to Corrida and On Guard's role in destroying that, and about how she decided in her despair to end it all. It makes On Guard really guilty. There's one thing I would like to say. Prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard. Then, What? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes, on the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. But... Of course on guard knew. He was just like, oh, this is the perfect setup. Man on guard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. God, that is so loud. Please wait, Your Honor. God, it's just getting louder. I think Your Honor believes that Matt on guard killed in order to obtain this note. That is correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Corrida until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Matt on guard could have not known what was written on this note. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly, but I didn't think of it in that way, and I thought it was rather strange. How did Matt on guard know that the bear had the note? How did he know the contents of the note? And how would... Yes. No one of the right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. What's your opinion? I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Matt on guard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, Juan Corrida, has been spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on guard. Ooh. Yes, Your Honor? You don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, sort of. I didn't know it was to this extent. Sort of is not an acceptable answer. I see you're confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera I have is not that same one. Last night, I searched the victim's couch on a hunch. Using this. Oh, Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matt on guard's fingerprints were on there. Well, Phoenix, looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. Very obvious that Mr. On guard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. Hey. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. Of course I am. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. Huh? In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. Edgy poo. No. but there's something you should really examine about this piece of evidence. We need to take a closer look at it. Who knows? Huh? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear, but how do we know that it is truly hers? But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means... the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analyzed. So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impax or not, that has yet to be even remotely confirmed. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting. Are you saying the suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Onguard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put this into the bear? How dare you! Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Hey! Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, did you? Did you write it so you could use it? Did you write it so you could use it to frame Matt on guard? I did no such thing. Right, if you're going to pronounce the suicide a fake, then show the court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Ah! That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? It's as the defense stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we've reached a point where a verdict is impossible. Impossible? That's impossible! I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. Hello? What's that sound? It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe! What is it? Where's Maya? What happened? He got away. What? Oh no. Don't tell me you don't have any more time. Oh! Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to attend today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Phone! Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you gotta buy us some more time. Court is in session. Huh? I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but... I'm reluctant to do this, however. It appears I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. Hold on. Please wait, Your Honor. What? Edgeworth? What is it? Humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? You can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. Huh? We can really obtain your results in 30 minutes. I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourned for today and reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes, that's all I'm asking for. Please. Very well. At the prosecution. Right. Well, what's going on with Maya's situation? The killer, looks like he got away again. 30 minutes. We can't find her in that time. Beep. Report! Ah! Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time! Just spit it out! Right, it looks like we just missed them, sir. The killer left a few things behind by accident and rushed to get away. A few things? Can you use any of them as evidence? Oh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things we left with me right now, and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir. I got to pull the law on hold for now. In my hunk of a junk car, I'd say it'd be there about 20 minutes? Running every red light. Oh, it's him. No one can stop me. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, Von Karma. Wait. Von Karma bugged him. Wait, no. I was supposed to present Franziska. Wait a second. Let's see if we can still change this. Oh, man. I thought it... God, okay. Okay. You know what? Fuck it.